Ever thought about why some people can't make ends meet while others have so much wealth they couldn't spend it in multiple lifetimes? It's a question that has puzzled many as we navigate through the capitalist maze. The wealth gap is not an abstract concept but a stark reality that affects millions. Imagine a world where the average Joe struggles to afford basic necessities, while a select few enjoy luxuries that go beyond comprehension. Picture the vast fortunes that sit idle in bank accounts accumulating more wealth for the fortunate few. Now consider the paradox of capitalism. These idle fortunes draw more money, not through the sweat and toil of labor, but merely by existing. On one side we have individuals working tirelessly, often juggling multiple jobs to barely scrape by. On the other, we have the wealthy living a life of opulence, their money working for them, growing exponentially while they sleep. In this capitalist society, the wealth gap is not just a concept, it's a harsh reality for many. But what if we told you things don't have to stay this way? In the face of capitalism's harsh realities, brave individuals and communities are taking a stand. Let's take a moment to admire their courage, to learn from their stories. Picture this. Employees, tired of being underpaid and overworked, banding together to form unions. Their collective voice, once a whisper, now a resounding roar, commands attention. These are not isolated incidents. We've seen this happen in a variety of industries, from education to tech, from blue-collar jobs to white-collar professions. Remember the teachers of West Virginia? In 2018, they said enough is enough. They went on strike demanding better pay and improved conditions. Their collective action sparked a wave of similar protests across the country. Their courage showed us that change is possible. Or consider the gig workers of today, those who drive our Ubers, deliver our food. They're organizing, demanding fair wages and benefits. Despite the challenges, they're standing up, using collective action to push back against a system that often seems stacked against them. But let's dream bigger. What if these individual actions were not just scattered sparks but kindling for a greater flame? What if these disparate groups, each fighting their own battles, came together? The potential impact of a global or even a partial strike could be monumental. Imagine just for a moment a day without work. A day where the wheels of capitalism grind to a halt. A day where we, the people, demonstrate that we are not just cogs in a machine, but the very engine that powers it. This isn't just about refusing to make other people rich. It's about demanding a system that values all of us, that ensures basic necessities and healthcare for everyone, not just the privileged few. It's about challenging the extreme wealth disparities that capitalism often fosters. Imagine the power of a collective stand against capitalism. We could start a change. It's not about bringing down the rich, it's about creating a society where everyone has access to basic necessities and healthcare. Picture a world where no one has to toil to barely scrape by while others live in unimaginable luxury. Imagine a world where the wealth gap is reduced, where capitalism doesn't dictate the quality of life for millions of people. We often forget that capitalism is not a natural law, but a system we've constructed. And like all man-made things, it can be dismantled and replaced. We can build a new system, one that prioritizes people over profits, one that ensures everyone has equal access to healthcare, education, and the basic necessities of life. But to do this, we need to recognize our role in the current system. Every time we make a purchase, we're voting with our wallets, choosing to support certain industries and economic practices. If we want to change the system, we have to change how we interact with it. Think about it. What if we all took a stand and refused to buy unnecessary items? What if we made a conscious decision to stop making other people rich at our expense? Capitalism relies on consumers. Without us, the machinery grinds to a halt. Strikes and unionizations have shown us the power of collective action. Imagine if we took this a step further. Imagine a global strike, or at least a partial one, refusing to perpetuate a system that values wealth over well-being. Yes, we need certain things to maintain the flow of society, like food and medicine. But outside of these essentials, we have the power to disrupt the status quo. It's not an easy path, but progress rarely is. It requires us to stand together, to refuse to fuel the machinery of capitalism, and to be the change we wish to see. It's a daunting task, but remember this. Every great movement in history started with a single step. Stand together, refuse to fuel the machinery of capitalism, and be the change you wish to see. Because together we can.